welcome to this week's Let's Talk About Fantastic Beasts. Today we will be talking about Bowtruckles. So as always, I will be using my copy of Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, and I will also be using the internet. So first of all, let's see what the book says. Bowtruckle, Ministry of Magic Classification 2, which means harmless/maybe domesticated. The Bowtruckle is a tree guardian creature found mainly in the west of England, southern Germany and certain Scandinavian forests. It is immensely difficult to spot, being small, maximum 8 inches in height, and apparently made of bark and twigs with 2 small brown eyes. The Bowtruckle, which eats insects, is a peaceable and intensely shy creature, but if the tree in which it lives is threatened, it has been known to leap down upon the woodcutter or tree surgeon attempting to harm its home and gorge at the eyes with its long sharp fingers. An offering of woodlice will placate the Bowtruckle long enough to let a witch or wizard remove wandwood from its tree. So that's what the book says. Now, we didn't ever see any Bowtruckles in the Harry Potter series. However, it has been confirmed that there is at least one Bowtruckle in Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. In the trailer, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them was our first glimpse, and obviously Newt Scamander is asking, I can't quite remember now, but the Bowtruckle is really cheeky and sticks out its tongue. And when I did my Fantastic Beasts trailer review, the first time I think, when the very first trailer was released, I mentioned that it looked like the Bowtruckles were very cheeky and mischievous and that kind of thing. So, to be honest, there's not too much to find out about the Bowtruckle. We've heard of it before. I think it was mentioned in Harry Potter, but obviously we'll know more about Bowtruckles when Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them is released. At Comic-Con 2016, Eddie Redmayne chose a Bowtruckle he calls Pickett as his favourite beast in the film. So there is a Bowtruckle called Pickett in the film. In LEGO Harry Potter Years 1 to 4, Bowtruckles help build wooden ladders in the Forbidden Forest. The only film that they are mentioned in is Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1, when Hagrid says, "I brought you here 16 years ago when you were no bigger than a Bowtruckle." In the Game Boy Advance version of Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, they appear as enemies. When you go near a tree they live in, they can throw pieces of wood at you. To defeat them, the player has to cast the Confundus charm at them. In the PC version of Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, Bowtruckles appear as enemies whose offensive consists of throwing pieces of wood. There's not too much about Bowtruckles out there, so this will be a short episode. As far as I'm aware, Bowtruckles were created entirely for Harry Potter. I think there are a few mythical creatures which J.K. Rowling has gained inspiration from. Obviously, the inspiration for the look of the Bowtruckle, I think, is very stick insect-like. Obviously, the Bowtruckle is twig-like, and a stick insect is obviously stick-like. It's really hard for me to discuss it because, like I say, J.K. Rowling hasn't given out too much information about Bowtruckles, which actually is a good thing because it leads me to think that we may get more information about Bowtruckles in the future. I am very confident that we will hear more about Bowtruckles and maybe even Pickett in particular in the future. I'm very excited to see what Pickett's role will be in Fantastic Beasts. At the minute, all we've seen of him really is a mischievous, cheeky side, and he sticks his tongue out a lot, and the fact that Eddie Redmayne really likes the character, that makes me think he's not going to be in it for 5 seconds, if you know what I mean. The fact that you've got really attached to a character means they'll probably be in the film, or even the sequels maybe, for a lot longer. So that's all I can really say about Bowtruckles. I hope everything I said makes sense. The next week's Let's Talk About Fantastic Beasts will be on giants, so that should be very interesting because, as we all know, giants were not created for Harry Potter, so we'll have a lot of history and mythology behind giants as well. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you found something out that you didn't know before. I hope it's been informative. And I will see you next week with another Let's Talk About Fantastic Beasts, which will be giants. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.